Win or lose this week, the Philadelphia Eagles have to consider being sellers at the trade deadline.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got to talk about the possibility of the Eagles being sellers or just staying put. No way, no how should we go out and get anybody unless a 25-year-old Miles Jack was available, maybe because the numbers ain't working in Jacksonville and they're just even more of a crapshoot than the Eagles. That's the only way. But the Eagles' big hitters have to be done in free agency. With that being said, let's get into today's topic. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that notification bell so you know when we drop these videos, and let me hear you say it.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Now let's go. So when you look around this team, anybody who's over 30 making money could and should be possibly looked at to be traded. You got to hear calls. When you start calling about giving somebody up, trade value automatically decreases. And these are two people I want to talk about today that are rumored to be called around the league for, right? So the league is calling on these two players, checking up. The first one we already knew we were looking to trade him, but his value went up since the beginning of this season, and that is Andre Dillard, a guy who had to fill in for Jordan Mailata and showed even though he was at his worst, he was able to build himself back up and be a left tackle, a starting quality left tackle in the NFL. And when you look at all 32 teams, you don't have that around the league. You also want to have a high-quality backup, as we saw Pat Mahomes' offensive line get decimated in the playoffs to reach the Super Bowl to only get destroyed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because he didn't have backups to the backups. Simple and plain. So two teams have been highly rumored to look at and call for Andre Dillard, and that is the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the rumor with the Browns is that Grant Delpit, safety out of LSU, would be involved, who I liked coming out of the draft. He's a ball hawk. He got some things he got to work on, but I like what he's able to do. A young safety who can replace Anthony Harris, Ronnie McLeod. Who knows if we move Kevon Wallace over, if they're the duo of the future. Kevon Wallace has been a little disappointing. He can't stay on the field, and he does too much of this, too much talking. However, I don't know what Baltimore Ravens will offer, but with Andre Dillard playing better, we can't accept no 4th or 5th round pick. We just can't. This is a former 1st round pick. We moved up to get him. The Texans really wanted him. And Ian Rappaport a couple weeks ago were talking about the Eagles want a quality second-day pick. So a 2nd or 3rd round. 3rd round is the lowest I would go for Andre Dillard for the simple fact this is not just make your starting 5 offensive linemen tough and don't worry about the backups. The way injuries happen in the NFL in this modern day, you have to have your backup swing tackle. You have to have your backup right guard, left guard. You got to have quality pieces. Look how the Eagles won a Super Bowl, right? We had guys like Stefan Winooski, right? Holodi Vaitai. I don't know how to say his name. We had quality backups. And although you're not going to get a 1st round pick for a former 1st round pick, but he is a quality starter and a very good backup for a team that is competing. So whether it's the Ravens, the Browns, or anybody else calling, as long as they call us, the value stays high. We start calling shopping players, well, then people are going to lowball us because it's like, hey, you want to get rid of him instead of we want to come get him. What does it take to get him from you guys? You see what I'm saying? If somebody comes up and asks me about buying my car, I get the name and the price. If I tell somebody, hey, you want to buy my car, they get the name and the price. And then I got to say yes or no. But Andre Dillard is a guy that we also got to look about keeping him ourselves. A team like the Philadelphia Eagles who had their fair share of injuries. I know we threw the bag to Mailata, and we can only keep Andre Dillard for so long before he has to get paid too. But with the constant injuries on the offensive line, are we willing to give up an offensive line who's probably C+ and can play at a B- level at times? consistency is his problem. I don't know. Now, another guy that been rumored, and the Andre Dillard rumors are from Jeremy Fowler. Let's look at the next trade, and that is Fletcher Cox to the Titans or the Raiders. Now, this is rumored by Dan Sileo, and yes, Dan Sileo is a guy you can't take serious, but this is something that might be interesting around the league. And when you look at the two teams he talked about, the Tennessee Titans and the Oakland Raiders, they are both 5-2 teams, right? 5-2 is the record. When you looked at the Raiders in the offseason, you didn't think they were going to be this close to winning the AFC West. And the Tennessee Titans, you thought maybe the Colts would go ahead and take that division. But 5-2 Titans, 5-2 Raiders are looking to enhance their team. As we said and as we saw in the first drive against the Raiders, run the dang ball, Nick. Run the dang ball, Nick. And stop worrying about stuff that don't matter like flowers everywhere. I knew that was going to rear its ugly head. Stop worrying about stuff that don't matter and worry about running the ball. However, Fletch gets added to the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. That run defense gets stir up. Remember, Fletch has been one of the biggest contributors against the run defense for the Eagles in the last 5 years. But he's also been the loudest in the locker room on the defense side saying, this system don't work. It's making me look worse than I am. And I know I'm aging. He'll be 31 in December. But he, in a regular 3-tech, will be able to shut down the run and help out a team like the Oakland Raiders. I keep saying Oakland Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. And you go from 25th to 17th, 18th in the run, and you continue to pass the way the Raiders are doing it, and makes them better. Same on the flip side, Tennessee Titans running the ball down people's throats and then stopping the run on the other side. They need help stopping the run. These are two teams that really could be interested. And again, if we are calling them, the price is low. But if they are calling us, the price could be right, as Bob Parker would say, right? Think about it. Teams are desperate to go over the hump and win, right? Mohamed Sanu, Bill Belichick gave a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu when Brady was still on the team, right? Because he knows Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He knows if you get a C-plus wide receiver, Tom Brady can possibly turn him into a B-plus wide receiver. And he gave a second-round pick desperate. You think the Raiders ain't desperate to finally make the playoffs and make a push? You think the Titans ain't desperate to get over the hump and do something in the AFC after beating the Chiefs? Both these teams beat the Chiefs. One of them beat the Ravens. These teams who are looking to stop the run and know what Fletch can do in the 3-tech and a one-gap situation, get at the quarterback, get at the running back, beat two guys, draw double teams. He's going to help out that D-line. Do you know what Max Crosby will look like with Fletch there? Ngakoue will look like? And I don't really know too much of the Titans guys, and we're not playing them, so I'm not going to learn right now. Do you know what Fletch will do for the rest of the line, including himself, and stopping the run in the right system? That's elevation. So a lot of people look at Fletch declining and say, maybe you can get a 4th-round pick. I'm not looking at it that way. Now, no way am I going to ask for a 1st-round pick. But if teams are calling us, we could just say, nah, we're good. If you want to get over the hump, a Raiders team that hasn't been to the playoffs in a long time and a Titans team that look to be the part, if you want that extra piece, you got to pay the price. Mohamed Sanu went for a 2nd-round pick because Brady was still in win now. If these teams are in win now, no way should we settle for anything less than a 2nd-round pick. People on here probably like, Mike, you wildin'. Ain't nobody giving a 2nd-round pick for what will be a 31-year-old Fletcher Cox in December. He will be 31 in December and possibly helping one of these two teams get to the playoffs and make a run. A 2nd-round pick is worth the here and the now. I've seen it. Mohamed Sanu went for a 2nd-round pick at like dang near 30 years old. Never was a great wide receiver. And what Fletch can add in the run game in the right system is just enough. Definitely, the Eagles should not settle for anything less than a 2nd-round pick. Maybe 3rd. But 2nd-round pick is where I hold my point. Now, if we're calling shopping Fletch because of the contract, it's different. Again, I'm not going to give you another scenario. Maybe I should give you a Flower scenario. You know, these Flowers, Just, oh, Lord. Listen, anybody can be traded on the Eagles. We just traded Zach Ertz, 5th-round pick. This was more of a money and a contract thing, and we were shopping to get rid of him so we can see what Dallas Goedert is. See, when we're shopping, the value's lower when you take too long. But if people are picking up the phone to say, dang, Fletcher's the missing piece, he's going to be pretty good for the next 2 to 3 years, but we got to bite the bullet. He will do exactly what we need him to do this year, and then we'll rock with him for 2 or 3 more years, two more years. This is what I would do. Simple and plain, no less than a 2nd-round pick for Fletcher Cox. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it. The Eagles have to beat the Lions just for dignity. I understand the mindset that if we lose, it's really better for the future. And maybe losing more games than what we thought we were going to lose can really get Howie out, and they flip this coaching staff again. But I don't think Jeffrey Lurie is a guy who will admit a mistake this quickly. I hate to really feel like Nick, Jonathan Gannon, and these guys are coming back, but they might, because our ownership, our management don't like to admit mistakes early. Howie might find his way back because he orchestrated the 3 first-round picks. It's just a loss of words if all this continues to happen. I just don't know what to say. We're going to have a lot of money in the next year or two for free agents. We have to show free agents that this team is a winning culture, a winning city, a place that you want to come. How do we get free agents? How are we going to how are we going to get free agents, and how are we going to get the right picks in here? That could flip the Eagles to being playoff bound in a year or two. A year or two with the money and the picks, the Eagles can be playoff bound in a year or two, with the right people doing it. That's where it comes down to. I didn't do my preview for the Lions and Eagles. You know, I've been feeling a little sick. I think we're going to do GOAT Talk tonight. I don't know. I got to figure this out. But worst case scenario, you got Battlebirds podcast tomorrow before the game. I'll figure out what we're going to do with LB. If I don't do my own preview, we've been doing previews without, it's just win for your dignity. But lose maybe for the better cause. I don't know. You're never going to hear me see out my mouth tank. But, man, it's rough. Until next time, leave all your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you still are upset about everything. And if we don't get a win, I don't know what else to...
Love is everywhere.
I don't know what to say anymore. Leave your thoughts in the comment section on the 2 trades. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.